Good morning. I'm gonna do this video just to the backdrop of a test I did yesterday on pulling my bike trailer. But the important part is what I have to speak about. And I'm not gonna put any overlays on the video or anything like that. Just enjoy the view. I had a video made up last night. All I had to do was process the video this morning and upload it to YouTube. But I've got a much more important video that I need to make. So you know everything, or most of you will know everything that's been going on recently with like the flock camera systems. Hell, I just had an unpleasant surprise just days ago to find out that we've got two systems. They're not the flock branded systems, but we've got those types of cameras, APLRS or whatever, in two spots, two of the main thoroughfares, if you will, coming in or going out of town.
This test says it all.
I don't know who requested them there. I don't know. I don't know if somebody's gonna file a FOIA to find out. I don't know.
That damn thing ain't even back there. It is not even.
But I'm telling you,
dude,
I've got a pretty good idea of the temperature in the room.
It didn't even act like there was anything
Most
on
Americans ain't having it. You got your handful of people that are in support of this. But it's not very many. Not at all. But this stuff will get pushed through and pushed out, put up, turned on. And I doubt there's going to be much to stop it.
Oh, I'm going to get to the right.
I think that these cameras and this insane surveillance grid that they intend to deploy is going to be the catalyst of people saying enough. Now that may or may not sound good to you on the surface.
Yep.
But regardless,
like you say, they see an e-bike
once
and
you dig
different
down a little
attitude.
bit,
Oh,
you'll find out that maybe it wasn't such a good method. What am I talking about?
now if I can manage not to
Well,
hit the
look,
camera again, I'm gonna
they're already
get a drink.
discussing starting to put these cameras on top of light poles, like street light poles and stuff, to kind of get them up higher and out of reach for more people. You know what I'm saying? My dad always said that a lock only keeps the honest, an honest person out.
Right,
Something to
homie.
that effect. I'm paraphrasing. Nah, much the same with about anything else, really. But they're going to continue to update the way they do things in response to what people are doing to their things, right? Putting up on a light pole isn't going to stop somebody from shining a laser in it. I'm not telling anybody to do that. That would be criminal damage to property, and you
What?
definitely should not shine a high-powered
Oh.
laser into one of those cameras. But we've
Wanna
got
grab it and-
these
Or you can throw it
flock
under a
camera
rock,
systems
either
or
way.
flock style camera systems popping up all over the country.
Yep. That ought to do it.
We've got data centers that they're trying to pop up all over the country. And believe me, those are not two separate things. I mean, not entirely. There's a lot of data that they got to feed into those systems. A lot. Think about those cameras, for instance, right? So we've actually got 3 cameras, technically, sitting on the edge of town. One location has 2 cameras pointing in different directions, and the other location has 1 camera. So you're talking about feeding all of that data into a system
Ah.
that's going to analyze everything that it sees and filing it accordingly. Look, you've got places that are talking about, I can't remember the exact context, but places that are talking about or already have, I can't remember, putting AI in for dispatch, for like police dispatch. So like you call 911, you may get an AI operator. I'm telling you folks, there are so many pieces of this puzzle that I've been talking about for well over a decade at this point, because I saw this. Yes, I saw much of this over a decade ago. I was raging hell about it then. I was just some crazy fool. I was watching this stuff. I was watching this stuff in its infancy and connecting the dots between the different components. It's what I do, pattern recognition. I can't even help it. I just recognize things like that. But I'm looking, because the American people are getting backed into a corner, a very serious corner.
I don't know, that car.
And I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to find the way out to the corner, right? Because that's eventually what's going to happen. Somebody's going to try to find a way out and commit to it, whatever that may look like.
Woo.
I don't know if I've said a whole lot about how I was starting to work on a book, like a novel. And it was going to be a post-apocalyptic type of novel. I don't know if I've talked about this or not. Something tells me I did mention it in the video. I don't remember. I'm going to mention it again. And I'm going to give you the plot, because the thing I never get finished. So the plot was basically, it was going to be a story based kind of around my actual location. Where we are. Literally, the book was going to be written
Yeah, I know
from
it's back
this
there.
house, so to speak, that we're in currently.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the local, it would all be true in effect. I mean, there was parts of the book where we were talking about down the alley. There's a telephone pole down the alley. It's got a transformer on it. I've actually watched a couple of squirrels get fried on that transformer. And literally, parts of the book was talking about me at my desk looking out the window. That's my view out the window. So it's going to be as real to life as I could make the book, and at the same time it was actually going to be a fiction, at least now, a fiction book. I think it's probably more prophetic than anything. But the premise of that book, the plot, if you will, was that Americans, U.S. citizens, were upset and pushing back against all the surveillance and all that. And it reached a point to where the only way they could really push back would be to take down the power grid, to knock all the systems offline. And so that's how the SHTF in the book kicks off. Domestic terrorism, taking out the power grid to, in effect, take out the surveillance grid.
Okay.
You know, I don't have a crystal
On we
ball. I
go.
can't tell the future, but if you were to ask me of likely scenarios, that would be very high on the list.
Hey, I gotta take
Just-
this super easy.
Folks, make sure you're prepping. Make sure you're careful with who you get your information from for prepping, or anything in general, news, information. Make sure you are very
I gotta
careful.
take this hill super easy.
I could go on and on and on about YouTube prepping channels,
no,
and
if
I
I
did
got
on a
momentum,
video
I'm
that
gonna let
I
it
filmed
carry.
last night, but
If I
probably
got
won't be
speed,
putting
I'm
out.
gonna let it go. Cause that helps me.
Just, I don't know what to tell people. There are so many
I'm down to 3
things
bars.
that people need to understand, and I don't know of any super nice way of putting it, because we're
I've got
running
the
out
toe
of
strap.
time.
Boy,
And
that'd
these
be funny.
people, I don't know, they're here to make money. And I say here, I'm talking YouTube in particular, or other similar type of social media platforms. Folks, stop following people who, you know, that make money their most important priority. And some will say, oh, it's not the most, yeah, okay. I'm sure there are a lot of really true awesome people on YouTube putting out content, good content, for absolutely free. But I also firmly believe that the algorithm's likely not going to feed you that content. Sure, there could be a diamond in the rough here and there, but for the most part, not so much. Just seek people that's trying to provide you with information, that is speaking from experience, and that's not looking for anything from you. Before you listen to somebody, consider their motives, and then really think long and hard whether or not you want to continue to listen to them. This is your life. This is your loved ones' lives. This is important stuff that shouldn't be muddied by somebody looking to make a buck. I think things are about to get really real. And one thing we can't do over is how we prepare for it. Prepare wisely.